Well, the car almost hit Lei Feng. But surprise, it crashed into a utility pole instead. Next, the pole knocked down the billboard above. Luckily, Xiao Ba was there to save the day and swiftly pushed Lei Feng out of harm's way. You won't believe it, but I just wanted to find myself, and then discovered how bizarre it is when women drive. The students and the school bus shouted car pile up in unison like a choir. Then, a boy nearby played with 2 toy cars, vividly showing Jinmei a crash scene. At this moment, Jinmei felt uneasy and turned on the radio for relaxing music. Unexpectedly, the channel was broadcasting last year's 180 Flight Accident Memorial Turbo Choice. After a few minutes, she switched channels. Her friend beside her was frustrated too. The radio played Hell Road. Jinmei just shut it off. At this moment, a police car with flashing lights was tailing her. Jinmei tried to slow it down and move to the right lane, but a lumber-laden truck blocked her. Trouble kept coming. Just when her tension eased up, another truck swerved past her. The driver was actually drinking and driving. Talk about a rebel of the road. What a dramatic guy. His truck reads, "Don't drink and drive." I felt nervous. Annie's told me this trip was extraordinary, and sure enough, the raft-laden truck ahead went wrong. Looks started rolling down the street like they meant business. Thus began the great traffic mayhem. Subtitles help. Cries for help resounded one after another, and no one was spared from danger. At this very moment, Jinmei's car unexpectedly overturned. Luckily, everyone was still breathing. But before Jinmei could process it, another truck came barreling toward them. What a nightmare. Turns out, it was all just Jinmei's hallucination. As she sweated, an old man with a trash bag appeared outside, asking for empty bottles. What a bizarre sight. Surprisingly, this scene terrified Jinmei more, as if she had seen the old man in a hallucination. Chilling. Then the bus shouted, "Car pile up, a premonition delivered." Jinmei became more convinced that her hallucinations might just come true, while her classmates thought she was just nervous since it was her first time on the highway, wanting to take the wheel themselves. She turned on the radio and, as expected, heard the 180 Flight Memorial again, leaving classmates baffled. Did she have powers? They were completely clueless as to how Jinmei managed to guess the song, realizing that her prophecy was about to come true. Jinmei immediately pulled the car over to the side of the road. Soon after, the police car arrived. The officer was curious why Jinmei suddenly stopped, and she rushed to tell him about her hallucinations. But who would believe? Drivers behind stepped out to complain when the lumber truck sped by. Jinmei urged the officer to stop it, but before she could speak, even more strangely, Jinmei noticed the roadside sign displaying the number 180, which instantly made her feel so nervous that she was helpless. But fortunately, the officer came to her rescue in a timely manner. Sadly, her 3 classmates died in the accident. Jinmei was questioned by police later. 6 other survivors were questioned. Jinmei's timely stop saved them from disaster. Jinmei told the officer that her hallucination mirrored what happened to the boy on Flight 180 last year. They all saw it just minutes before disaster struck, making the others in the interrogation room tense up. Why did it feel like fate was at work? Rumor has it the survivors all perished within months, as if they were marked by the Grim Reaper. The officer informed them there was another survivor, but the girl was too scared of death and had been staying in a mental hospital. Jinmei's father arrived to take her home, and she told him about her bad feelings right away. What a psychic she was. As she spoke, Hyun Mao, a $5 lottery winner, barely survived the car crash. What a twist of fate. He thought he was the chosen one, destined for an easy ride in the years ahead, but trouble was lurking right around the corner. After getting his bonus, he hurried to buy a gaming console. At home, he tossed leftovers out the window, intending to cook for himself, but accidentally spilled oil. A sudden gust blew a hook from the wardrobe into his food. Without hesitation, he microwaved it. Genius. Subtitles. Next, he excitedly showed his new gold watch, also flaunting an 800-gram ring. Just as Hyun Mao pondered which girlfriend to give the ring to, the microwave exploded, and the ring slipped straight into the drain. Subtitles. Hyun Mao instantly reached his hand in to grab it, only to find his hand trapped by the gold watch and couldn't pull it out, turning the following scene into an absolutely unbearable disaster. Perhaps the fire sparked his potential. He freed his hand, but the extinguisher failed, so he fled through the window. Subtitles, but unexpectedly, the window automatically closed, and in a state of panic, he had no choice but to smash it open with a chair and leap out, only to discover that the ladder that had fallen down was shortened by half. After a near impossible escape, he slipped on his own spilled noodles. Just when he thought he evaded destiny, fate had other plans. Soon, all the survivors learned of Hugh and Mao's demise. Faces pale with fear, terrified they'd be next. They spent the night searching for info on Flight 180. They learned the sole survivor, Sayomai, checked into a mental hospital fearing the Grim Reaper's vengeance. The next day, she drove here to question her about Flight 180. The doctor made her surrender all potentially deadly items before admitting her to Sayomai's room. The entire room was padded with foam, making it hard to even think about ending it all. Sayomai wouldn't even let her get close. Sayomai told her death had targeted all survivors, no escape. Yet Jinmei might survive like her. But Jinmei told her that her premonition predicted her friend's demise first, with the mother and son facing fate before Hugh and Mal. This puzzled Sayomai. Sayomai warned her to be mindful of omens, as these signs could potentially save them from disaster. Jinmei hoped Sayomai would lend a hand, but she'd rather die than step outside the asylum, even issuing a strict no-go order. Living in such a place, retiring seems better. She even gave Sayomai a thumbs up on cam. Back home, Officer Blog had been waiting for a while. He hoped they could unite to stop death from knocking. While chatting, Jinmei suddenly sensed a flock of pigeons flying toward. However, Blog knew nothing, so Jinmei realized the pair might be pigeon attacked. Meanwhile, the boy was going to the dentist with his mom. Strangely, while the doctor examined the boy, a pigeon went berserk and crashed into the glass not once but twice and still went unnoticed. Suddenly, there was a sound of glass shattering outside. The doctor had to go check it out and found the boy's mom and the nurse capturing the culprit pigeon. To everyone's great surprise, a tiny toy suddenly plummeted from above and landed directly into the boy's mouth, obstructing his airway. Fortunately, the nurse responded promptly and managed to save him. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe.